I didn't even do anything yet. Jesus. I heard there's troublemakers in this crowd. I'm not serious, and I know where they are. They think they're cool. A bunch of them. You're going to get thrown out, you know that. Tonight I want to talk to you about words. We all use them, we all say them, and what I've noticed is that different ethnic groups have different tendencies with words. For example, Italians, they trim everything down. How much is it going to cost to fix the car? $300. How much should I tip that kid? Well, $5 bill. And Italians, they also cut things off. The end of any word that ends in a G, you never get a G. It doesn't exist in the Italian vernacular. You want to eat something? I don't want to eat nothing. You sure don't want to eat something? I don't want to eat nothing. It's hot. I'm sweating. Ask me again. I'm going to throw you a beat. Spanish people, they're the opposite. For some reason, they add words to everything. Jose, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué hora es? It's 12:30 o'clock. Okay? 12:30 o'clock. That's what I'm telling to you. And with Spanish people, everybody's mommy and papi and mommy and mamita and papi, the papi chulo and all this. It's ridiculous. Mommy's mommy, papi's papi. The mommies call their little kids mommy, which has to be confusing for them. And years ago, I went out with a Puerto Rican girl before I knew what the papi thing was, and you know, we're fooling around and getting frisky, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, que rico, ay papi." I was like, "I'm not your father, Jesus." I didn't like it. Black people, they're very descriptive. They want to make sure you know exactly who they're talking about. So they'll say things like, "You talking about Selma from St. Albans?" "No, man, I'm talking about Selma from the Bronx with the bumps on her head and the no-tooth-looking boyfriend who rolled with the lip." Word. Jewish people, sorry, Jewish people are very, everything ends in a question. Everything's a question. Why should I sit at this table here? What am I, a schmuck? What am I, a putz? I'm sitting here, he came in after me. And when it comes to food, this is a true story. I was in Bayside, Queens a long time ago, behind an older Jewish woman, and she went to order the food. And there's this Guido-looking guy behind the counter, and she orders a £1/4 pound of mozzarella and tomatoes. Young man, I'd like to have a £1/4 pound of mozzarella balls and tomato." So, slaps it in there, gives it to her. He really did. He only gave her one mozzarella ball, and she was really, really upset. She turns around, she shows it to me and gets me involved. She's, "Look, can you believe this? Look. Am I right? Am I right? There's only one mozzarella ball in there." Gives it back to the guy. "Where's the mozzie? Where's the mozzie?" Takes the spoon, slaps a bunch of mozzarella balls in, gives it back to her. Now she's going to order again. "Young man, I'd like to have a £1/4 pound of turkey, sliced thin, but not too thin, so the turkey maintains its integrity." The guy turns around, he looks at me, I looked at him. He says, "Hey, yo, lady, first of all, nobody orders a £1/4 pound of nothing. And I ain't never heard of no turkey with integrity, you know what I mean?" Oh, you like a question? That's good. Well, as you all know, unfortunately last week, we lost a legend, Gene Stapleton, right, Edith Funker. And it's great. I think we should all bow our heads for a moment. Moment of silence for Edith. And just imagine what Archie's saying up there right now. "Oh, geez, there, Dingbat. It took you a while to get up here. I'm starving up here. Make me a sandwich there. I want a nice, well-balanced diet. So make me a hero sandwich with the meat, the cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce. On the bread goes down smooth in one bite there." Well, my girlfriend's out there. I don't know where she's sitting, but there she is. Not that she's a dingbat. It's a bad segue, but like Edith, she has her own language, and unfortunately for me, I'm starting to understand that it's a little scary. She says things that sound like words, but they're not words. She does mashups, and she's like a cliche killer. She'll say things like, "Honey, watch out for that guy Ed. He's so deceivious." Deceivious. Sounds like a word, but... Oh God, I knew that was coming. Then she'll say things like, when she gets excited, she'll say, "Oh my God, honey, I'm having palpitations." What was your cheerleader? Palpitations. What the hell is that? The best though is I had a business meeting. I was very, very concerned about it, very nervous. And I told her I was going to this business meeting, and she said, honey, when you go, just be as calm as a cucumber. And I said, no, you're way off on that. It's cool as a cucumber. Honey, I know this one. It's calm as a cucumber. Let me explain it to you. Just picture you're a cucumber in a salad, and you have the voice of like the Cowardly Lion, and you're afraid. You're at a buffet with a big fat guy that just went on a diet, and you'd be thinking like, I hate those red zesty tomatoes. Everybody likes them. I'm gonna get eaten. I don't want to get eaten. And look at those olives. And don't get me started about those bacon bits. I'm afraid. I'm so afraid. I noticed it's a little unusual, but actually my ex-wife, a bunch of her family is in the audience tonight. I think they're over here. And as bad as my girlfriend is, my ex-wife was even worse, believe it or not. Sorry to tell you. You know when you first get married, you want to hang paintings around the house and stuff? This really happened. We bought a little house in Bayside. I'm hanging, and I'm not handy, I'm putting nails in, walls and hitting wires and stuff. She's like, oh, Christ. Walking around. Put the frickin' thing, move it to the left, move it to the frickin' right. That's not centerized, it's not centerized. Centerized. Now, she learned from her mother who was from Sicily, who learned from the grandmother who was from Sicily. So everything she said was completely butchered. I'm going out to TJ Maxx, I have to get some outfits, and a couple of pocketbooks. Then she'd come back, the house would be all messed up. Look at the kids, there's toys everywhere. It's a real pig-style. And this really happened. My daughter was about 8 months old, fell off the couch, and she had what was called nursemaid's elbow. We go to North Shore Hospital, rush her there, frantic with new parents, we don't know what to do. Give her to the nurse, and the nurse was funny. She was like Groucho Marx. She said, my daughter, she hurt herself. The nurse said, well, what happened? I think she mislocated her elbow. And the nurse said, well, I certainly hope we find it. Before I go, I'd like to leave you with one lasting impression. Charlie! I'm not doing Charlie today. What a crowd, I tell you. Tough crowd, especially these guineas over here. Last week they did a show for midgets. They gave me a standing ovation. I didn't even know. My cousin, I always knew he was gay. When we were kids, he wanted to suck on my thumb. I was an ugly baby. Oh boy, was I ugly, I'll tell you. My mother wouldn't breastfeed me. She said, I'd rather be friends. My wife, she can't cook. In my house, we pray after the meal. The flies chipped in and took a collection to fix the screens. Well, let's hear it for that wizard Scotti. Oh, hey, okay, it was all right, yeah. Thank you.